Okay, good morning. How are we? How are we on this fabulous day? Let's get going. You ready? So we're going to do a ball for inner thighs or a Pilates ring, and then we're going to do the small band for our outer hips today, and then 2 sets of weights, heavy and slightly less. So let's take our feet to the width of the mat, take a nice big deep breath, and reach your arms with your palms up, out to the side, and then pull them back. Hollow out your belly, and then drive the arms towards each other till your pinkies touch, and then pull back. And then do that again. And squeeze so far back that you really feel a pinch in those shoulder blades. And then one last time. This time connect the elbows. And then sweep the arms back. Make a fist, thumbs up. Drive them forward. Connect them. And then pull them back. Keep them back, fold halfway down. And then come back up. Really try to pull the elbows as high as you can and your tummy in nice and tight. Do this a few more times. And now keeping your legs straight, we're going to release the arms. We're just going to C-curve the spine. So you're rounding your back as you slowly make your way down to the floor. As soon as your hands get down there, start to walk it out with your legs straight. Walk your hands to the front of your mat. Bring your shoulders over your wrists. Now step your feet in so you're in bear. And pull the hips back a little bit. And then bring them forward. And then back. And forward. And one more time. Now come into a small downward dog with both your heels on the floor. Hold here with a straight leg if you can. And start to elevate high on the toes. And then draw the heels down. Keep that going. Just a few more. It's good for your feet. Good for your ankles and your lower calves. Now let's put the knees down on the floor. Bring your wrists underneath the shoulders. We're going to do some cat-cows. Drawing your hips back a little bit as you arch the back. And then dropping into the shoulders. You want to make sure you're drawing the belly in when you do these cat-cows. Just go nice and slow. Now, come off the knees, so you're in bear, and then open the knees to the edges of your mat. Come onto the tops of your feet and sit back on your heels. You're going to walk the hands out to the corners of the mat. So they're a little wider than shoulder width. And just sort of let the chest get close to the floor here. We're going to stay here for 5 big breaths. Keep your forehead up so you're using your neck muscles. Okay, so I want you to take your right palm now and open it to the ceiling and then lift the arm off the floor. Just hold it there and try to reach it long so there's no bend in the arm. And then close it and relax. Stay on the same side and repeat that 2 more times. Open, lift, and reach. And then close it. Open, lift it, and reach it. And then do the same on the other side. Just make sure you're focusing on that big, strong reach. Okay, you're gonna come onto your forearms, bring your knees back together. Step 1 foot at a time back, you're in a low plank position. Just hold here for a minute. Belly is drawing up and into the spine. Now lift your butt up a few inches and then lower the right hip. And then bring it back up and lower the left. And just sort of oscillate from side to side, nice and slow. Just a few more times. Nice. Now let's put the knees down. We're going to walk the forearms back towards your knees. You're going to come up onto your hands. Elevate off the knees. And then we're back to that small downward facing dog with your heels down. Hold here for a few breaths. Now, walk your hands forward, so you're in a high plank position, and take it to a regular size downward facing dog. So probably the heels are not getting to the floor, but that's okay. Push them down towards the floor and go front, forward and back in this either plank or down dog. Just keep oscillating. When you're bringing your body forward, get nice and high on the toes. Okay, hold your down dog, lift your left leg up, and switch to the right. And keep going. Now come back to plank. Take baby steps with your feet forward till they get close to your hands. Then you're going to inhale and extend to a flat back. While you're here, try to draw the hips backwards. Now let's take our fingers, walk them forward so you got a little tug of war going on. Nice little stretch around the armpits. Big deep breaths. Okay, unhinge from the hip and reach your arms out to the side. Flip the palms, take them all the way up. Nice, long and strong, lifting. And then bring them down by your side. Pick up your heavy weights. We're going to start with squats. So, probably one of the single best exercises we can do for our bodies. Make sure you picked up something heavy. Your feet are hip width apart. Your face stays up and your shoulders draw back. Squat down and up. So somewhere between the pad of the foot and the heel is what you're wading into. Nice and steady through the legs as you oscillate between up and down. Now try to prevent the shoulders from rounding forward and your thoracic spine from rounding. You want to keep nice and puffed out through the chest. Keep going. You can modify your range of motion, maybe get a little bit lower and then come up. You don't try, you gotta try, you gotta explore, right? You might surprise yourself. Now I'm going to start to increase my pace coming up. So I'm going to go down at the same pace and then pop it up a little quicker. Nice. We're going to do 5 more. Great way to warm up. Good job. Okay. Quick transition right into a deadlift. Let's go. Butt pulls back. Same rules for the back apply. You keep it long. Try to increase your range of motion. Now that you've done some, try to bring it up a little quicker. Last 5. Okay, put them down. We're going to give our hands a little bit of a break. Oh, that's hard on my grip. Okay, little arm and chest. So we're going to start with lat pulls. So you're only going to hold one weight. You decide how big it's going to be. Now I'm going to hold mine horizontally. So I'm holding the ends of the weight. I'm lying down. Legs are bent. I'm going to do a little pelvic tilt. Keep my ribs low and my arms straight when they go back. Again, the first 4 or 5, maybe your range isn't fabulous, but you work towards making it fabulous. Do your best to sink the ribs and the belly. So you're going back a little slower than you are coming up. Okay, adding on here, when you pull the arms forward, I want you to lift your hips up through your heels. So you're in a bridge. And then when the arms go back, you lower the hips. And then repeat, up with your butt. Back and down with the arms and butt. Keep it going. Squeeze those glutes when you lift up. And you're lifting up just through the heels. Okay, hold your arms up at the top. Lift your right foot off the floor, straighten out that leg. Position that leg nice and long, right beside your left quad. Now you're going to point the toes of the right foot. Take the leg down, tap it to the floor, lift it back only to the starting point. Lower and lift. Keep that going. You have 10 more. Relax the foot, the left foot. Don't be grabbing with the toes. Make sure your left knee doesn't move out to the side. So you have 5 more. That should be your pace, not too fast, not too slow. Keep the belly down, especially when that leg goes down. Okay, bend that leg, both feet on the floor, arms go back and forth. So you're back to your lat pulls, only this time you're holding your hips up. Squeeze those butt cheeks. Okay, hold the arms up. Left leg comes out. Get it nice and long. Point the toes. Keep that weight centered over the chest. You're going to slowly lower the leg, tap it, and lift it back up. Keep your right knee tracking with the hip. Five more, nice and slow. Okay, bend that leg. Pull those arms up, move them forward a little bit, as far forward as you can without dropping the weight, of course. Hold on that spot. Bring your knees together. We're just going to wake up our inner thighs a little bit. So open and close the legs. Activating those inner thighs before we start to use the ball or your Pilates ring. So open out a little wider. Now that you've done a few, squeeze a little harder. Such a good exercise. Okay, bring the hips hip width apart. You're going to slowly lower your butt. You're going to lower the arms, bending at the elbow. Rock yourself up. I'm going to just turn on my AC. Grab a quick sip of water and your ball. Sweating. Okay, here we go. Inner thighs to start. So you're lying back down in that familiar position. Squeeze the ball and then release. Keep the low back on the floor and keep the tummy pulling in. You want to make each one special. Don't go too quickly. Should be a very deliberate move. Okay, now this time your arms are going to be by your side. Get nice and flat on your shoulder blades. This time, as you squeeze the ball, I want you to pull it in towards your chest. Hold that squeeze till your feet get back on the floor and then release it. Squeeze in, lift the ball to the chest. Keep squeezing as you lower the feet and then release. Let's do that 8 more times. So you're starting each one from scratch. Make sure that low back is staying on the floor and you're working the belly down. Okay, for the last 5, lift your head off the floor, get yourself into a crunch position so you're lifting the shoulder blades up. Make sure you're pulling the knees as close in towards you as you can. Hold the crunch. 3 more. Nice. Okay, put the ball and ring off to the side. Grab your band. We're going to wrap it just above the ankles. So again, you're lying back down. Your legs are straight, your feet are flexed. Open out. Come back together slowly. You can go out at whatever pace you like, as long as you're making sure you're going as wide as is possible every time. Now, the further out your feet are, the more you're going to work to keep your lower back down, the more you work that six-pack muscle. So you decide. You have 8 more, nice and slow and steady. Explore with those feet moving forward a bit, see what happens to that belly. Got to keep it down. Last 4. Make them great. Okay, bring those knees in, a little reprieve. You're going to take the band and move it above the knees. Rock yourself up. You're going to come onto your right side. Your feet, your legs are bent. I've got my knees just a little lower than the hips. I'm going to put a towel under my hip just to be comfy. You can do that if you feel like it. Okay, stack your feet. Open up that top knee. So the band should be nice and tight. And then lower it. Now, when you lift the knee, I don't want that hip to roll backwards. I want you to keep it stacked. And then lower. And lift. So we're holding the lift 3 or 4 seconds before we're lowering back down. You can keep your left hand on your hip to make sure it doesn't roll back as you lift up that knee. So count the 3 or 4 seconds before you start to lower. Okay, so in this position, you're on your right elbow. All we're going to do, as we lift the top knee, we're going to lift the hips and then lower and lift. You keep the bottom knee on the floor, lift and lower, and do that a few more times. Okay, let's turn over and get the other side done. So you might want to adjust your towel if you're using one. Let's get comfy. So we got our feet stacked, hips are stacked, and you're just lifting the knee. Put your hand on that right hip to make sure it's not rotating back. Lift up, hang out there 3 or 4 counts. And then lower down slow. Really try to lift it as high as you can every time. You have 4 more. Okay, now as you lift, you're going to lift the hips up, lift the knee up, and then go back down. Keep repeating. Your bottom knee stays on the floor. You can use your right hand for a little support. Two more. Okay, boy, that was hard. Okay, let's get rid of this nasty band. We're going to do some tricep extensions. We're back into that lying down position. So grab your weights, 2 of them, or 4 if you only have light ones. You can always double up if you can hold the grip. So I've got my back pressing down, my butt on the floor, my legs bent. Bend at the elbow, tap the shoulder with the weights, go back to that straight arm. Now make sure from the elbow to the shoulder, there is 0 movement. This is where most people fail at this exercise, is they change the position of the arm. You want the elbow and shoulder stacked in order to really isolate and work your back of the arms. Loose grip, go down with resistance, up at your pace. So count 8 more, and we're moving back up onto our feet. Should have maybe a couple more to go. And that is it for me. Okay, quick sip of water, get ready to get back up on your feet. We're gonna do my favorite. Only this time. So single leg deadlifts, in case you forgot, those are my favorite. This time we're holding 2 weights to start. So we have options. You've got heavy weights in your hands. Make sure you keep good posture, right? No rounding of the back. No drooping forward of the shoulders. Kickstand the foot for the first 3. So you come down, little tiny bend in that left leg and pop it back up. Down, keep your shoulders back, pop it up. So I've only got 20% or less weight in my right leg. Okay, now that I've done 3, I'm going to lift the back foot as I go down. And then come back up. Kickstand. So we're going to alternate. One with the foot down. And then one with it coming back behind us. Nice and long and straight. And then kickstand. No cheating on that kickstand. Make sure you're not putting a lot of weight into it. Come back down with the leg behind you. So we're going to do 2 more of each, and then we're going to switch legs. Okay, quick transition, kickstand the left foot, here we go. Pay attention to the shoulders. Don't let them run forward. When you're doing the one with the kickstanded foot, try to really move your body weight back. Like move your butt back as you go down. You'll feel the difference. Such a great exercise because you're really getting your arms and back also. So it's your whole posterior muscle chain working together. 2 more of each. You're probably starting to feel it in your grip. Hang tough. Woo. 1 more of each. Okay. How fun was that? Put them down. Oh my goodness. Wiggle your fingers, your hands. Come on back down on your butt. Heels to the corners of the mat. Arms out in front. Sit up nice and tall. Roll forward with your spine long. You're not rounding. And then back, like a teeter-totter. Forward and back. Just lubricating, warming up your hip flexors before we work them a little bit. Keep the belly in, especially when you're drawing backwards. Okay, take your hands behind you. Left leg comes up and over to the right, and then return it. Stay on the same, sorry, I'm doing the right leg. It doesn't matter, we're gonna do both. Keep going. Same leg, whichever one. Up and over, make them great. And what makes this challenging is that you're not collapsing through your core, right? No rounding of the back. Whew, gets hard. Try to get good height on every one. You have 3 more. Belly in. Okay. Hands forward. Come forward and then rock it back. And forward. And back. And keep that going, a few more. Get ready to work your other leg. Okay, hands by your side or behind you, up and over with the other leg. Really tight through the stomach. Don't let this stomach puff out. You got to pull it in. Get good height. Lift it as high as you can every time. 4 more. Okay. Walk it. Now we get to round our backs. We're going to stretch the lower back. So just round forward. Find a nice comfy place. Just relax and breathe. It's also, if you're keeping your legs nice and straight, it's a great stretch for the hamstrings after we did those deadlifts. Okay, rounding your back, you're going to roll back Pilates style. 1 vertebrae at a time, nice and slowly. Once you're down, let's go for that full body stretch. So take your arms all the way back, hold them back there, and then start to rotate the palms in and out. So you're like flossing the shoulders. Keep your belly down, keep your ribs low. Now bring the arms forward. So they're pointing straight up to the ceiling. You got your palms facing each other. Draw the left knee in. Pull it into the chest. Release it, keep the leg bent and put that left foot down on the floor. Bring your right knee in to the chest. Okay, we're gonna do some bird dogs. So you're tabletopping, get that back down. You got 90 degree in the knee, flex your feet. We take the left arm and right leg and we go back. And then pull back in. Keep your knees beyond your hips. So you have to really work your six-pack muscle to stabilize that spine. That's what you want. You're just going side to side, 3 counts out, 3 counts in. Your limbs are reaching. Don't forget to breathe. Exhale out as you pull back in. Keep your ribs low. You have 4 more. Okay, pull those knees into the chest, a little reprieve. Make a circle with your knees together. Change your direction. Nice. Now take your legs all the way up to the ceiling. Your arms are by your side. You're nice and flat on your shoulder blades. We're going to open up wide. Just let the legs do their thing. So you get a nice little inner thigh stretch. Okay, bring your hands between your legs. Lift your shoulder blades up and reach your hands towards the front. Do a little pulse. So you're just trying to reach further forward. Belly is down, legs are long. Tuck your chin and keep going. Bring the legs together and hug them into the chest. You're going to roll the head from side to side. So you release all the muscles in the neck. Go nice and slow. Okay, back up with the legs. This time, we're going to do a hollow hold. So you lift the head up, you tuck your chin, lift the arms up, your palms face down, they're just by your side. And then you lower the legs, keeping the belly down. So you're just on the low back. Now pulse your arms. Keep your stomach in. You're pressing it down towards the floor. You're lifting up the shoulder blades. Five, 4, 3, 2, and take it back down. Roll the head again. Go all the way left, all the way right. Okay, one more sort of what Sean calls rehab exercise. You're going to take your feet to the front of the mat all the way, just a tiny bend in the legs. Now turn your toes in and turn your knees in. Now I want you to push your heels down to the floor. So you feel that muscle activation. Proud out your chest and get onto your fingertips. Now keep pushing the heels down, but also Pull them towards your butt. Keep the belly down and the ribs, and then just lift the butt up as you continue to pull and press the heels down. 5, squeeze your knees as hard as you can. 4, 3, 2, release the legs. Take the arms all the way back behind you. We're going to do it 2 more times before we say goodbye. Just because it's so good for us. Okay, resume. Heels pushing down. Knees pulling towards you. Squeeze your knees. Now, heels pull towards you, lift your butt. 5, squeeze harder. 4, 3, 2, release it. Take your arms back. Just 1 more time. Fingertips down, then we get to stretch. So I want you to kill it now. Toes turn in, knees turn in. Try to make the bend in the legs even smaller. So it's really hard to get that butt up off the floor. Push the heels down, pull the heels towards your butt, lift up, hold, squeeze. Five, squeeze harder. 4, 3, 2, release it. Take your arms all the way back, point those toes. All the hard work is done. Bring the arms forward. Let's get that left knee coming into the chest. Keep the right leg long on the floor. Circle your ankle. Change directions. Point and flex. Switch legs. Right leg comes in. Circle your ankle. Change directions. Point and flex. Arms go all the way back behind you. You're in that full body stretch again. Work the arms up, lift your head, tuck your chin, come up Pilates style. Dive between your legs. Nice little stretch for the legs and the low back. You can walk your hands out further, go for it. Okay, come up. You're going to take your right foot, step it inside your left leg. Draw that knee towards the floor. Now walk it forward. So you're rounding your back. Your head is relaxed. Okay, walk it back. Switch legs. So left foot comes in, sit up nice and tall. Draw that knee down towards the floor, then walk it forward. And walk it back up. Bring both feet in. You're going to come up onto your toes. Hang out here just for a second. Get the heels up as high as you can. And now straighten out the legs. Full forward fold here. Cross the arms, unweight your upper body completely. Take 3 big, huge breaths. And hands above your knees. You're going to come up nice and slowly. Big deep breath. And I thank you so much for your power and strength. Woohoo! We got it done.